I first heard of the Liberal Democrats in 2012 when Clinton Mead, who's here tonight, was elected a mayor. I devoured their website and said, hallelujah. I was tempted to defect a few times, but didn't quite bite the bullet, still betting that the best bet for small government was reform of the Liberal Party. When I showed up at Liberal Democrat meetings, I found what I had always hoped to find in a political party. Libertarians are widely read, extremely diverse, big picture thinking, and passionate about a better future. Plus there's an oversupply of supreme intellectual know-alls who think nothing of having a 2-hour argument about whether Ayn Rand is better than Milton Friedman. Spoiler alert, she is. The Liberal Democrats are a libertarian party. We libertarians are plotting to take over the world so we can leave you all alone. Libertarianism can be summed up in 2 words: power corrupts. We believe in the inherent morality of capitalism simply because it is what people will spontaneously do when left alone. The worst atrocities in history were not the result of drought, flood, pestilence or plague, but of big government throwing its weight around like an elephant stomping on ants. Scepticism of government doesn't make you a conspiracy theorist, it makes you a history buff. The relationship between the state and citizen is a yin and a yang. The bigger the state is, the more stunted citizen potential. The smaller the state, the more dynamic the citizens. Today's gold medalist in the Libertarian Olympics is Switzerland. Now, it's not a libertarian utopia, but for generations, the Swiss have enjoyed the least intrusion from government and thrived on all fronts. The Swiss economy is the second most deregulated in the world, behind Singapore, and has one of the highest per capita incomes in the world. Switzerland has the 4th lowest tax rates in the OECD. Free speech is constitutionally guaranteed. Unlike Australia, the Swiss is a true federation. Switzerland has a population similar to New South Wales, but power is devolved down to the 26 states, or what they call cantons. Most political power is held by the cantons, who experiment and learn from each other. Our state governments are largely welfare dependents of a central government far bigger than what the now forgotten but noble federation sceptics who dominated this chamber in the 1890s feared federation would lead to. Contentious laws in Switzerland are decided by citizens-initiated referendums. Now, we prefer citizen-initiated vetoes, but I'll leave that for an adjournment speech one day. The Swiss government has nothing to do with healthcare, except for giving low-income earners a voucher which they use to purchase insurance from a dynamic private marketplace. Over 99% of Swiss have that health insurance, and surprise, surprise, the Swiss enjoy the best health stats in the world. The Swiss are cautious with social reforms, but cannabis is becoming legal. Libertarians make no judgment, no moral judgment on the rights or wrongs of cannabis. Indeed, we want public debate. But we do not want a busybody government threatening punishment over cannabis use. So to the Honourable Jeremy Buckingham, can I say, when you need a vote on this issue, you've got one locked in. Swiss households have one of the world's highest firearm ownership rates. But Switzerland also has the world's lowest murder rate. Those firearms deter criminal behaviour, government overreach and invasion. So to my colleagues in the Shooters Party, when you need a vote on that issue, you've got another one locked in too. But what libertarians like most about Switzerland is its 500-year-old tradition of staying the hell out of war. Barring a Napoleonic incursion, Switzerland has not been invaded. When the armies of death marched across Europe during World War I, World War II and the Cold War, they didn't think to invade Switzerland. Ukraine's Vladimir Zelensky recently addressed the Swiss Parliament and demanded the Swiss renege on their ancient tradition and fund his side of the war. Half the Swiss Parliament walked out and rightly urged all sides in that conflict to agree to peace talks immediately. Perhaps Switzerland is so successful because it hasn't sent its finest young men out to get slaughtered every second generation. The Swiss are, however, stellar global citizens. In the 19th century, a Christian businessman from Geneva, Jean-Henri Dunant, was on his way to a meeting in Italy when he came across a horrific sight: 40,000 dead and wounded lay where a battle had just been fought. No one was providing any care. Dunant cancelled his travel and spent days doing all he could to alleviate suffering. Deeply disturbed, he returned home, called a meeting of other Christian businessmen, and gave the world the Red Cross, which today has 16 million volunteers. The Red Cross was not an initiative of the Swiss government, but of private individuals, and is the most successful charity in human history. Government programs come and go, but the Red Cross demonstrates the best of Christianity and the best of privately organised welfare.